Hello, everybody. I was just sitting here meditating and really thinking about what an honor it is for me to have you all show up, because when we started the Essential Light Institute in 2008, what we were guided to do was to bring light to Earth. That was the point. And your guides may be different than mine. If so, good for you. My guides don't actually care a whole lot about things like making a lot of money and prominence and fame, and the truth is I don't really care either. What they guided us to do and still guide us to do is to bring light to Earth and then teach people who want to know how to do that, right? Because in the long run, even in the short run, that's what's needed on Earth. You see, what's needed on Earth is not one more person promoting themselves on Instagram, as far as I can know. You may be that person, good for you. That's not what this is about. And so the fact that there are so many people who decide to do this, for me, is a great honor and is the fulfillment of what we were asked to do. And that's a good feeling, right? To realize what your, as we would say in my little world, what your mission is, and then do that with as much truthfulness and nobility as possible, huh? So I thank you all first. And I hope that this will, make it worth your time. That's what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to call some light, receive some light. But I want to teach you again about the three groundings. There are some new people here. And then I'm going to tell you something about it that actually I just realized in the shower before I came down here. I want to tell you something about why we do what we do. Okay, so let's do what we know how to do, those who know. Let's firm ourselves in our hearts. Ground yourself, right? Connect with your body, connect with the earth through your feet, through your first chakra. Feel what it's like to step a little more into your body than you were a couple minutes ago, particularly if you've been spending day on the computer and working and doing all kinds of things that are disembodying. Breathe. Breathe. Right? What we do is very, very simple. And what we are doing, I have recently started calling foundational spirituality. Right? Foundational spirituality, which means underneath all the different spiritual traditions, underneath all the different spiritual quests and the different ways of going about them and the different verbiage and the different techniques, there is a common denominator, which is we are given these bodies to be able to access a structure that allows us to progress spiritually and do the healing that we came to do in this life. And we give that different words, and we give it different ways of talking about it, and even different ways of going about it. But underneath it all is this: or some version of this that we're doing here. So grounded on earth. Now breathe in your center. And if you need to do it, put one hand on your lower belly and one hand under your collarbone. And breathe between your hands, up and down, seeing, feeling, sensing the column of vibrating energy that is in front of your spine, that runs the whole length of your body, even up to the top and down to the bottom. This we call the core. And every step that we do here, you can make an assessment by how accessible what I'm describing is as to what your work is. If you accept the fact of what I'm teaching, that we are building an underlying vibrational structure to allow healing, to allow evolution, to allow transformation, and to allow us to be in touch with our guides. If you accept that premise, then this is a work, internal work, like anything else, or an external work. It's like learning to play a guitar, play the piano, except that the instrument is you, your body. Now, cross your hands gently over your heart center and put your breath there. Just put your breath there. Move your hands up a little forward by your breath, and then let them come down. So simple. And as you do that, feel, see, and sense how all of our hearts connect. All the people, there's a lot of people here tonight. Every heart is connecting with every other heart, because that's what hearts do. You don't have to do anything other than center yourself and breathe and then pay attention. Because we all came with an intention to receive light, and the circle of light of the heart is what allows us to receive that, the circle of what we call compassion. There you go. If you were to come study with us, the first thing I say in a workshop is pay attention to how you know. How do you know that your heart is connecting with other hearts? I tell you it is, and you can choose to trust me. But how do you know? What happens in you that says, oh, whew, I feel a little safer than I did a second ago. I feel a little more connected. I feel a little less alone. How do you know that? Super important to know how you know. Good. Now, some of you know what I'm going to do. Flip your hands out, make a shelf in front of your heart. Stick your fingers out, make a shelf of your two hands right in front of your heart chakra. Now walk out to your fingers and sit at the distance from your body, your physical body, where your fingers are. One thing I do is I visualize sitting on the end of a dock on a pristine lake, and I dangle my feet in the water. The point is not just to see it, the point is to feel it, to know it. You are there where your fingers are. Your awareness, your consciousness. And most of you know what I'm going to say. This place where you are, your awareness is literally, not metaphorically, and not imaginally, the place of compassion in your body. You were born in a vehicle that has layers. Yeah. One of the layers is called the emotional body, or I call it the emotional body. The emotional body of the heart center is where compassion is built into your vehicle. When you have a moment when you feel compassion, which by the way is different than empathy, when you a moment when you feel compassion, something stimulates it. What gets activated is right here. What we learn how to do is to do it consciously, not wait for stimulation. Do it consciously. This is the secret to healing, and it's the secret to being a healer, and it's the secret to spiritual protection, energetic protection, is to embody the space of compassion. Now, put the heels of your hands where your fingers are. In other words, you just went 50%, go out another 50%. Pay attention where your fingers are. That is the space of faith. Faith. Faith has nothing necessarily to do with religion. Hopefully, a religion will stimulate your faith, but your faith is built into you just like compassion is. Faith is what tells you, what gives hope. Somehow, this is going to work out. I don't know how, especially when I don't know how it's going to work out. I connect with the space of faith, and it keeps me going. Faith is the vibration that runs the universe. Compassion is the space that the universe exists in. Faith is the space, is the energy that moves things forward. Now, drop your hands, breathe, come back to the original configuration, grounded on earth, breathing in your center, centered in your heart. Now, put your hands like this and put them in the back of your head. In other words, your palms facing up, elbows back, breathe, open your heart. And you have a tube. I know most of you know what I'm talking about, but I need to be reminded every day, so maybe you do too. You have a tube, a chimney that goes like this. I'm going to turn sideways and show you. It goes like this, and it goes up. That is your light receiving and energy discharging tube. Right? So you're going to open that tube to receive more light. It's really simple. Go like this, and you raise your hands slowly, scraping them against the back of your head, slowly, visualizing, feeling, seeing that the chimney behind your head that has soot gathered in it is being cleaned by you raising your hands through the chimney. Now, you're going to come to a place or places that you feel intuitively are stuck, clogged. Stop there. Breathe in your heart, call light to that place, and then keep going. Till you get to the top, as far as your hands can extend, and then flip your fingers open the top of the aperture, open the chimney. So in a couple of minutes here, when we get ready to receive some light, you are more available. Okay? Now, for most people, the trickiest part is feeling that chimney, because it's not physical. I can feel my heart relax. I can feel my feet. Feeling that chimney and opening it consciously is tricky. It's just a work. It's like everything else, right? Like everything else you've ever done in your life that you didn't know how to do it the first time, and you practiced, and now you're good at it. So for those who consider yourself to be what I call mediums, in other words, you have lots of energies that come to you that you then transform and send to light, because that's your job. Some of you are all going to go, yeah, that's me. You need to open this channel. I did a session today with a very beautiful person, a man who has told me that he has 14 migraines a month. That he's had since he was 5 years old. He's in his 60s. And I told him, everybody I've ever worked with that has anything like that, that's extreme, but many people have migraines. And even some people have seizure disorders and things that go on in brain things. Everybody I've ever worked with that has those symptoms has a clogged spiritual channel. And I said to him, look, I'm not saying that by my doing this, you're not going to have any migraines, but I can tell you for sure it's involved. Because what happens is the channel gets clogged, and then energies which you are naturally transforming, because that's what your body does, is take energies into your third chakra, bring it to the space of compassion, and then send it up the tube. It's clogged. And I said, it's like two elephants trying to run through a door together, right? They get stuck, and then you get the symptom, and then it breaks through and the symptom gets better. So if you learn how to open it yourself, a bunch of that difficulty goes away. How much? I don't know. But if you're having that difficulty, what if 20% went away? What if 50% went away? Okay. So, my dears, these are the three groundings. This is the fundamental, the foundational spirituality that we teach. It's so simple, right? I just taught it to you in 12 minutes. It's a gift. It's a total gift to you to use as you choose. I want to tell you something about it, though, that I just realized in the shower. Okay? Duh. What I'm going to say is duh. But I want you to get it because I got it in a way I've never gotten it before. So here's what I can tell you. I'm in a very intense moment of my own transformation. Some of you know this. In April, when we were in Brazil doing an intensive workshop, leading an intensive workshop in the mountains of Brazil, I had a heart attack. And I'm here. I'm good. My heart's good. And it was in the context of a prayer that I've made for a long time, but that I seriously made in January to transform everything that I brought into this life with me and everything I accumulated in this life by being a human living a life. So the guides take us seriously, may I say, and some of you will understand what I'm saying. So that the heart attack was the catalyst to put in my face and my body and my consciousness lots of things that I have shunted aside, because from the time that I was 11 years old, I was just working and doing what I thought I needed to do and putting aside a lot of stuff. You may relate. So 62 years later, boom, time to deal with the shit, right? Included in that are some past life images, right? Because we heal on all levels, right? So we have this life trauma, we have the accumulation, the things that we've done in relation to that, right? Many of us have put things in our body, use our body in ways that have in the long run done damage to our bodies or caused lots of difficulties, right? So then we reform and we start doing different things and we eat different and we stop doing those things and right? There's that. There's also karma. There's also that we brought into this life issues, learnings that then we have gone about creating the conditions to learn them. And it has been created for us. It's a perspective. Understand what I'm saying. If you have gone through very, very difficult things, including abuse, including things that have been done to you that were really bad, I do not cavalierly say, well, dude, that was just your karma. That's not compassionate. And on another level, you are here now healing yourself learning light, not just with me, I hope. I hope you all come learn with me, but you're learning to embody light, and you're learning to heal yourself from all that. And so all of that from another perspective is the clay that you are turning into beautiful pottery. And that clay can look ugly, that clay can be damaged, that clay can have all kinds of things in it that you have to pick out. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not excusing and saying, oh, good, something bad happened to you, or, oh, good, you did some bad things. Right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying from a spiritual perspective, when it comes time to heal myself, there are things that come to me to be transformed that I am carrying in my vehicle and in my consciousness and in the dimension from which karma is radiated, because karma is radiated from a dimension. And when I make a prayer to heal myself, or I am brought to my knees to learn the lesson that I need to learn, because one of the two hardest things for humans to embody is humility. So as I am brought to that space of true healing, it's really good to have some internal tools to do that work with, so that I'm not rolling around in the karma, I'm not rolling around in the trauma, I'm not rolling around in the emotions and all the feelings that go with them. It's good to have a holding space inside me to put all that into, you see? So my suggestion, so I'm in the shower before I come down here, and I see in the shower the image of one of my past lives literally appearing in my consciousness. In the shower, right? And I'm getting ready for this class, right? So I'm in the shower and I'm doing the groundings because I want to teach you all, right? So I'm grounding myself and I'm breathing my heart out. And what happens is, it's a she. She comes into me, into that space that I'm holding of grounded on earth, centered in the heart, receiving light. So she, because in that life, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know this in that life. As far as I know, I'm learning it in this life. So that the trauma of that life, and it was pretty serious, was lingering in that space of fear, of anxiety, of rage, of all those things. And I'm embodying this, and then bring her into that, bring that into her. And I was like, oh, duh. This is a methodology for transformation, not just of the things from this life, but also bringing those other karmic influences into this space of grounded on earth, centered in the heart, receiving light, which is the neutral, underlying, foundational, vibrational space from which transformation can be held in a space where we don't roll around in the material of the transformation. For me, that I was in the shower like, whoa, dude. Wow. And I'm saying, I've been teaching this for years, right? So this is like, as they say, fresh off the presses. So I hope you'll contemplate that. Just contemplate it, right? Because it is one of the mysteries, right? Karma is transformed by living it out, right? In other words, we create ourselves, our personality. We're put into families, we're put into situations where the karma is going to be stimulated, because that's what we came to heal, right? So along with the fact that this methodology that we're learning is useful in my day-to-day, right? When I go to do a healing session, boom, 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 boom. When I go to have a conversation, boom, 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 boom. When I'm healing myself, as I'm in this very, very deep healing moment for myself, I keep coming back to this, keep coming back, and I slip out and I fall into despair and I fall into my own craziness, huh? But I come back. And when I come back, that's when transformation happens. And that's when I get to see what's the next step. Because in the middle of a very powerful transformational process, it can be very hard to see what's the next step. Right? Because I assume this is true for you, but it's certainly true for me. There's lots of emotion that comes. There's lots of energetic disturbance. My body can go through tweaks. I can have a heart attack, right? All kinds of things that can be very, and a very neutral word, distracting, very, what do you call it? Compelling. But I return to the space of the heart. I return to the space of grounding. I return to the space of light. And from that reference, from that connection, I have something. I can hold all that. And within that, paying attention, right? Because that's also the space of paying attention and not getting caught in the swirl. I can pay attention and see, oh, I see the next step. Oh, I get it. I see. That's what I can offer you, my dears. Huh? Amen. So, I don't know. I think that's good. I think that's enough. But I offer you that as my gift. I'm super, super grateful. Um, I'm just waiting with you for a minute. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing some old friends. So I'm just like so happy. I see Doug and Monica. I haven't seen you guys since we were all young, huh? And Jennifer, and very beautiful. I'm very, very grateful to be with you all. Thank you. So let's create the conditions, yeah? Here's what we're going to do. Everybody is going to receive light. We're already receiving it, but we are going to turn up the amperage, right? It's what we do. We're going to turn up the amperage because I have the ability to receive that through that channel. And our hearts are open and we are supporting each other in that so that we can receive even more light, right? With you helping me, I can receive more light than me doing it by myself. So here's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you a question, right? Here's my question to you. As far as you know here today, and I'm going to give you a hint. The answer to this question is simple. It's not complicated. Okay? I'm giving you a hint as the answer. As far as you know, what did you come to this life to learn? What's the central lesson that you're learning? Here's another hint. It's the hardest thing for you to learn. So here's question number 2 related to that. What has been the program by which you are learning it? The program that your life has conspired to bring you into. What is the program by which you are learning that which is the central lesson of your life? Now, look, both of these answers can change, right? I certainly, nobody has a scorecard. There's no scorecards here. I'm asking you this to contemplate it because you came to be with me, and that's what I'm contemplating these days. What's the central? A, the answer is simple. It's not complicated. B, what's the program? If you look at it through those goggles, your life has conspired to bring you nose to nose, face to face with the main thing you need to learn in this life. That before you came to this life, you said yes. That doesn't mean some of the stuff doesn't piss you off. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes learning the lesson is difficult and it pisses me off sometimes. Oh, well, so what? I'm still learning it. Okay. That's question number 2. Here's question number 3. At this moment, here now, this very time, all right, in this day, this time in your life, what is your prayer? What's the next step? What's up in that lesson, in that program? Here now, what is happening in you, in your life, in your program? What's up for you? What's your prayer right here, right now? Another hint, as much as possible, frame it positively. Frame it positively. What do you want? What you want implies that whatever is in the way needs to transform. Of course, no one wants pain. I don't want my pain anymore. But what do I want positively? Okay, now go back to the beginning, find your grounding, your center, your heart. Open your channel, your light channel, come back to your heart, step into the space of compassion. Let's activate that all together. Just the space of compassion. And it's not about thinking, it's about doing, it's about feeling it. Just feel that space in front of your heart. There you go, better. Now, step into the space of faith. In the space of faith, there is an altar, an altar. Put that prayer that you just made on the altar of faith. Place it on the altar of faith. I'm doing the same. Like that. Now, breathe, relax, and I'm going to say the prayer that I say to call light and call the healers to answer each of our prayers. It's plenty for everybody. We call here on the guides of these beloved ones. We call on this guide, the guides of this work that we share. We ask that each of our prayers made so sincerely, so truthfully, so simply, so humbly, so authentically, be heard, registered, and answered in ways that we can recognize as such. And we ask that what we do here be of some good use to all beings in the sacred path of unity, harmony, transformation, illumination, and liberation. Amen. We ask the beings of light to bring light to each of us through our channels and through in any other places that we need them. We ask that all extraneous energies, entities, patterns, thoughts, karmas that are no longer of use to us be transformed and be taken to a good place for their own healing and transformation. Amen. So now just be in it. We're calling light here now, here now, here now. Hmm. Hmm. If there are things that move in you, energies that want to be released, breathe, open your channel, and bring them to that space of compassion in front of your heart, and the light will do the rest. Breathe, breathe. Now the light is increasing, getting stronger. Breathe. Pay attention to how you know that whether what I'm saying is true for you. If you have places in your physical body that have pain, that have constriction, breathe, open that space in your body and allow the light, call the light, ask the light to come and inhabit that space that you're opening by your breath. Next, again with the altar of faith. Through your breath, allow yourself to expand more, to accommodate more light. There's no such thing as too much, and there's no such thing as you taking someone else's portion. The light is infinite. By receiving, you help everybody. Breath, breathe. Let the light come deeper and deeper and deeper and more gentle and more caring and more. Pay attention from your heart. It may be that you have been joined by one or more of your own guides who are using the opportunity of the light to come a little closer, a little more clear. Once again, how would you recognize that? A subtle shift in your awareness, the feeling of a presence somewhere around you, a breeze, the touch of a finger. Whisper. For some of us right now, there is a very deep cleaning that is going on. The light is illuminating corners of your consciousness that have been in darkness. Breathe in your heart. Pay attention. Don't seek it out. Allow what comes to you to come through your awareness, through your centeredness, through your heart. Now extend your awareness to the front of your throat chakra, the same distance from your neck that the altar of faith is from your heart, the mental body of your fifth chakra, and invoke gratitude. Gratitude lives in that space. By invoking gratitude and opening yourself to the receiving that gratitude gives you, right? The exchange is you give gratitude and you receive even more. The light increases even more. Gratitude for the light, and the light responds with even more for you to feel, for you to receive, for you to pass on simply and truthfully. So we've invoked gratitude, we've invoked compassion, we've invoked faith. We ask here of our guides, of those who watch over us, those who ride on the light and bring us light, that we may be guided clearly, simply, through our hearts as to the next steps in each of our healing, in each of our work, in each of our lives. We pledge ourselves here, those of us who do, to being the transmitters and the receptors of this light. We ask for the peace of Christ in our hearts that this light brings. We ask for this Christic light to illuminate our thoughts, illuminate our dreams, give us health in our body, peace in our spirit, and the depth and greater love in our hearts. We ask this in the name and in the presence of the source of light. Who has to be in relationship with that source, to illuminate the lessons we are learning, to accelerate the learning of them, and to return once and for all to that relationship with light. We ask for health for our families. We ask for harmony in our families and on our relationships, for collaboration. We ask that the petal of self-love in our hearts open for each of us. We ask to learn to recognize forgiveness when it arrives, and mercy and justice. And we ask most of all to become the humble servants of this light, bringing it to earth where it is needed, how it is needed, when it is needed. Amen. I want to thank you all again, most sincerely. It is a great honor, truthfully, to be with you. I received a huge amount. Hope you did too. This, right? This will be available if you want to watch it again. Come back. I hope you'll take the lessons that we're learning together, make use of them as you wish. It's all a gift. So, you use the gift as you want to use it. Okay. I do want to remind you all about the Essential Light Institute website. There's an announcement of a workshop that's going to be at the end of October. So we're going to be together 3 days. I was, things pop in your head. We're going to be together for 3 days. So about 8 hours a day, right? So that's about 24 hours. So you could come and do that in 3 days, or you can do this we're doing for 2 years, the same amount of time. It's up to you. Okay. Again, thank you. Bless you. Really good to see some people I haven't seen in a long time. And it's very lovely to meet new people, even if it's just for an hour. Okay. They say, see you down the road. Blessings on everybody, everybody, everybody. Bye-bye.